Hey guys, Nathan here in Chicago, and this is the upcoming Mustang Mach-E, or the Mach-E du Ford. It depends on how you want to phrase it. So this vehicle we're going to take around as a ride inside of this garage in Chicago at the Chicago Auto Show, and Andre's behind the camera.
Hey guys.
Here, push that button, buddy, and you can get inside.
Okay, very fancy door handle. Check this out. Hello.
All right, there is...
I would think, though, that
lots of extra space in here. So as we film, we're going to be talking about what this vehicle actually has in terms of the basics. So starting out with battery, which is either a 75.7 to a 98.8 kilowatt hour battery, depending on the version you get. Power output goes between 255 horsepower all the way up to 459 horsepower.
So which version is this?
so I'm the GT 500 guy.
Okay.
Emma can answer any product questions.
Okay.
that you
No
have.
problem at all. Okay, so moving on.
Let's go
This
for a
is
ride.
either
Yeah, let's
available
start.
with
We
a
do
two,
need seatbelts on all of them.
Nice.
two motor setup for all-wheel drive, or you can get one with rear-wheel drive.
Well, this is a very cool opportunity because not many people, have ridden in it. I mean, Ken Block has driven it,
Yeah,
but
it's also the most popular vehicle in this concept garage. If you pan to your right, you'll see the line of journalists, and those are actually journalists. So they are.
this is a pre-production vehicle. It says it right there, and of course it has a gigantic screen here in the center with a volume button and all this stuff.
Massive sunroof.
And we're pretty much ready.
Yeah.
Everybody's seatbelts on, yeah?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So the claimed 0 to 60 time in this vehicle is under 7 seconds, and according to the EPA, it should have a range of around 230 to 300 miles. It will compete directly against Tesla, obviously. So it's going to go against a mixture of the Model, the Model S. It'll go against the Model Y that's coming out very soon because it's a lifted coupe.
Yeah,
and
it's like a crossover, basically.
Right, and that's exactly what this thing basically is. We're going to do a little acceleration run. Woo! This thing's got some balls. Yeah, it moves. Yeah, really good.
That was about 40 miles an hour inside of this garage space.
Yeah,
Building, yeah.
yeah, and it wasn't lacking in traction. The tires and wheels are on the narrow side, but because it has really good traction, it didn't really squeal very much, and it moved really good. So altogether, this is a vehicle that will not compete for off-road supremacy. It's not built for that. This is built for urban environments and for foul weather if you get the dual motor version of it, which is, basically what the Model X, which we have one at our studio, does right now. This is a little smaller inside than the Model X, and it doesn't have the crazy rear doors, which actually I'm okay with. But it does have doors that you have to push a button to open, which is, kind of cool.
Yeah, and that's interesting because, we still have the dash is in the kilometers, and we still have about 402 kilometers, 93% battery, and this car's been running kind of acceleration
all day long,
all day. So, I mean, it accelerates, you gain a little bit of energy on the braking.
Right.
So that's, I think that's really interesting to see.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting car when it starts going up against the competition in the very near future. We expect to see this car near the end of 2020 as a 2021 model. Let's hop out and take a look at the outside of it as it pulls away.
That's awesome.
Thanks for the ride, by the way.
Thanks, guys.
So there's a little latch right here inside the door. There's a window switch and a lock. And the interior is pretty minimalistic. It's pretty cool. Of course, this is still a pre-production vehicle, like we said. And we're going to show you around the car.
And it didn't squeal like that? Yeah,
Right here.
Really good
As more
acceleration.
journalists are actually...
So, continuing, I know a lot of you guys might be upset about this. If they were to get rid of that little pony on the back, I think it would be even more widely accepted. But as it stands, it accelerates really quick. So that's good. I think it looks actually all right. I wish the tires were wider, but that's just a question of looks altogether. Now, as we broadcast, there's something that you guys need to know. We are not permitted to drive this vehicle. It's not just because of my bad reputation. It's because nobody here in this long line is permitted to drive the vehicle.
At least not yet, right.
at least not yet.
I mean, it's coming out still next year.
It is coming out next year, and we're hearing rumors of drive programs that they are putting together throughout the country, actually throughout the world, because this is based on a platform that will be sold around the world. Actually, I have the information there.
So, of course, they have several different versions of it. Like you were mentioning higher performance ones.
Right.
Like the GT. So, of course, they'll have like different wheels, tires.
Yes, there's
slightly different setup.
Different packages. Now, this platform is known as the GE1, and it's a heavily reworked version of the C2 platform, which is used right now on the 4th generation Ford Focus and the 3rd generation Kuga, which are obviously not here in the United States.
Let's watch the acceleration right here.
Yeah, there you go.
So here there's the Mach-E is going to accelerate.
Yeah, that thing hooks up really good.
And that's what electric motors are good at. Electric motors are really great at, just putting power down,
well, you get
instant power.
Yeah, you get maximum torque at 0 RPM, which is really good. It's one of the things that a lot of people are learning about electric vehicles is they're very quick in a straight line. My big question is, how will it do on, let's say, a mountain road versus another vehicle that has the equivalent power that has a gas engine? So those are things that we will find out in the very near future. As I was saying, we're hearing about programs coming up soon. Let's get it as it's pulling in.
Yeah, I want to show some of the badges on it.
Yeah.
It says,
we don't need no stinking badges, but there's a lot of them, including on the wheels.
Here we go. There are more journalists getting out.
Wow, that lady wasn't pregnant when she got into the car. This thing's fast.
Of course, buttons everywhere. So it's got no door handles. So it's kind of like a coupe design. If you see it from afar, you might be saying, well, maybe it's just a 2-door. But in fact, it is a full 4 doors. And of course, it has a full trunk and kind of a black accent on the roof. So the roof actually looks lower than what it actually is, because the roof is actually up here. I think seeing it in person is a whole different game, Nathan, because you can see video of it or pictures of it, but I think it's kind of attractive in person.
Yeah, one thing that I immediately noticed, the rear space, it's okay, but we had 2 big guys back there, and it was a little tight. So don't think of it as something that has massive space, despite the fact that a lot of the technology is underneath you. So that's something that I noticed. That's a negative. But the positive is it's quick. It doesn't look half bad. And it's going to hopefully be fairly affordable. So the regular person, the regular buyer can actually acquire it. That, to me, is the biggest positive.
And they also had the first edition of the car, and I think it's already sold out. I mean, Ford was saying that they're taking deposits on it, basically, and
deposits and whatnot. So it looks like you're going to have to wait a year at least to get the car. But who knows? They might up the production a little bit. It will be built in Mexico, not in the United States. But if things expand, you never know. Here's one interesting thing. For those of you who are curious, I've counted so far, just on the outside, 6 little pony badges just on the outside of the vehicle.
Yeah, so they're really taking that Mustang name seriously in this. And a lot of people are on both sides of the fence on that, right?
Right, that's
Some
where the
people
controversy
like it
is. Yeah, and I get it on both ends. But at the same time, I got to tell you, if they got rid of the horse, I think it would probably be a good idea, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, they have the name, and of course they have the badging to go along with the name. And you're saying, they're obviously on the wheels.
Yeah.
There's one on the grill.
Yep.
And of course on the back.
On the back, yep.
And inside, I mean, from the passenger perspective in the front, I was pretty comfortable. I'm just over 6'2".
Yeah,
The front is okay.
Yeah.